Hey, what's up, gentlemen and ladies? Jesus Christ. Happy Independence Day to Malaya. Before anything else, I just want to say that yes, I got a haircut. Get over it. I don't really care, but I know that if I don't point it out, everyone else in the comments will. Sorry, give me a second, guys. If you couldn't tell, I'm a little out of breath. I just ran here all the way from this jewelry store down the block that I stole this little box from. Now, I wouldn't really recommend stealing under most normal circumstances, but when Kingdom Hearts announces that new PS4 and Collector's Edition, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, you know? So it's actually kind of funny. This one officer shot me must have been some 47 odd times, and each one of the bullets actually landed. I have no clue how I'm even alive right now, but who cares? Let's talk about Kingdom Hearts. So E3 was a few months ago. Yeah, I know, a bit late on this one, guys. Sorry. I initially meant to make this video right after E3, but I got busy with some stuff and never really got around to it. But here it is now, for all it's worth. Now, for me personally, I'm honestly not a huge gamer, if I'm being honest. Like, outside a few Nintendo series, the only games that I really play are like Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts, so you can bet that I was paying attention this year to that Kingdom Hearts 3 showcase. Now yes, everyone already talked about it getting delayed, and as if that didn't already have the game on the ground, Capcom came over and kicked them in the face by announcing that the Resident Evil 2 remake would be coming out on the exact same day. But I'm not here to talk about that, because I'm sure you've heard it all already. Now, I should specify that I did not completely and absolutely break down every single one of these trailers, okay? We got a total of 3 public trailers for this game, and then 1 behind closed doors, which is a lot. But I feel like that kind of ruins games, at least for me personally. It's why I didn't do any reaction videos or any analysis. I just, I'll find out when I play the game. But if that's your thing, I mean, hey, more power to you. I'm just saying that because these were my first initial reactions, having only seen each trailer a few times each, so take this with a grain of salt. But before I get into it, I just want to say that yes, the game does look amazing. Combat, like always, looks fast-paced and fun, and the 2 new worlds that got confirmed, Frozen and Pirates of the Caribbean, look great. Even if some people still, 5 goddamn years later, are saying that Frozen is a bad movie when they have no clue what they're talking about. Yes, keep saying that Tangled is a better film. You're so original. I've never heard anyone being mean towards popular old Frozen. But anyways, that's besides the point. The point is that a few months ago, after the D23 Japan trailer, I made a video talking about how it seems that Square is putting actual effort into the Disney worlds of this game. The footage we saw from the Toy Story world looked like they took time to make the character dialogue seem appropriate, and they actually made an original plot for the game with new environments and, one that would make sense within the world of the actual film. And then a couple months after that, at the Kingdom Hearts premiere event, the Toy Story footage that we got for that world only enforced that for me even more. You see, in previous Kingdom Hearts games, Sora arrives and the characters are just like, oh cool, tag along, weird spiky-haired kid and talking humanoid dog and duck that isn't wearing any pants for some reason. But in this world, Buzz is actually kind of skeptical of Sora. He didn't trust them right off the bat, and the problem with the Heartless is one that the toys had been observing even before Sora arrived. Not to mention that they went to a new location with a toy store that is completely original and fought an original in-world character, not just an organization member or some Heartless. I was really excited for what they were doing with this because, if I'm being honest, the original Kingdom Hearts story is kind of a mess. Now, before you leave your dislikes and hate comments, please let me explain, okay? I am not one of those quote-unquote casual plebs who just doesn't understand the Kingdom Hearts story and only played like 2 games and couldn't tell you what's going on a scene to save their life. Okay, no, I know the Kingdom Hearts story inside and out. I've played all of the games, I've read the Ultimanias, I've watched theory videos on it, I got pissed off when they changed the name from Blaine to Brain, and after all that, I can safely say that the story is not well written. You have gaping plot holes like the fact that Master Xehanort came back when his Heartless and nobody were killed, despite the fact that they belong to Apprentice Xehanort, not Old Man Xehanort. Or how about the fact that Ansem and Xemnas are only alive because they time travel to the present from a time when they were still alive? So does that mean that in the final fight, we're gonna have to be careful not to hurt Ansem or Xemnas because they still need to go back in time to be killed by younger Sora? Or how about that time that they said that the entire purpose of Organization 13 from Kingdom Hearts Hearts 2 was to get hearts, but then they retconned that and said that their purpose was to form 13 Xehanorts that ultimately failed, forcing them to make a new organization, except the new organization apparently has like half of the exact same members from the original organization that were supposedly incompatible. What the hell? And see, the thing that I don't like is that all of those plot holes show how little Nomura actually thought this whole thing out, and I know almost for a fact that they're gonna explain those away in like one throwaway sentence in Kingdom Hearts 3. They're gonna be like, oh, killing the Heartless and nobody brings back like the most pure and true form of the person, which is why it was Old Man Xehanort instead of Terranort. And oh, we can totally kill Ansem and Xemnas in this reality because if they're killed in the future, then they just come back to life in their original timeline, but with no memories of what happened in the future, or something stupid like that. Personally, I like it when stories are actually planned and well thought out instead of them just making up excuses for why all this random stuff is happening, which is why I'm so sad to say that I'm honestly not looking forward to the original story for Kingdom Hearts 3 at all. Even in the Toy Story world, like I was talking about earlier, you're going around having fun with Woody and Buzz, and it's a really well-crafted world, and out of nowhere, Venmo shows up.
What the fuck is Venmo?
And says, oh, hearts and keys and darkness and nobodies, mwahaha, and then leaves. It's Dream Drop Distance all over again. Just let me have fun! However, I really hate to say this, but I think that I may have even been wrong about the way that they're handling Disney Worlds. Now, don't get me wrong. From a gameplay standpoint, the Disney Worlds look like a blast to play through, and I'm sure that they will be fun in the same way that they were fun back in Kingdom Hearts 2, for example. But there's one issue with the Disney Worlds that has always kind of been around, and I think that even hardcore fans can agree with me on this one. Very often you feel like you're going through like a cheap bootleg version of the movie where the characters are reduced to their most basic and stereotypical traits. They're very often one-dimensional, and half the time they just retell the plot of the original movies, sometimes shot for shot, which just highlights even more how much worse these scenes are compared to the originals. I mean, come on, the very least that you can do is add music, Nomura. With the Kingdom Hearts 3 premiere videos that I saw of the Toy Story world, it really seemed like this was a thing of the past. But then what we saw at E3 didn't get my hopes up. The Tangled world, which we have been seeing for 3 years at this point, finally showed some cutscenes of the story, and it seems like it's a retelling of the movie, with scenes like Rapunzel, you know, getting her hair tied up when she goes back into the city, being copied straight from the film. The Frozen world started with the characters literally looking at the shot of Elsa running away from the beginning of the movie, but from a different angle, and then later we see the scene where Anna and Kristoff meet Olaf, except Sora, Donald, and Goofy are just tossed in there in traditional Kingdom Hearts fashion. The Pirates of the Caribbean world, once again, had some shots ripped almost straight from At World's End, which is weird considering that Kingdom Hearts 2 only covered the events of Curse of the Black Pearl, but to be honest, I really don't blame Square for pretending that Dead Man's Chest doesn't exist. I would too if I was them. Now let me reiterate, everything else about this looks absolutely awesome, okay? The dialogue between our main trio when they reach Arendelle about how Sora is cold and not used to the weather since he's an islander, or how they're sitting in their own little raft in the middle of the sea, and can I just say that these outfits look so goddamn good, and the ship combat looks amazing, and these graphics are unbelievable, oh my God! But I just wish that the Disney characters and plots receive the same treatment. I understand that they're not the priority of the game, and a lot of fans don't really seem to mind how crappy the Disney worlds are, as some people were sure to let me know in the comments of that other video, but a Disney fan can dream, okay?
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna check on those jewels that I stole and how much they can go for online. Oh. Well, that explains a lot.